Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Enga Company podcast. I am joined today by my sister,
Hello,
Ashleigh
everyone.
Watson.
Hello.
2.5 years apart, and I would say we're fairly close, right?
Yeah, I would agree.
We know each other fairly well after, 27 years almost.
Yeah, the first 2.5 years of my life were awesome, and then,
Then I came along.
So, hey, yeah, what can one do in that situation?
But as you all know, the Enga Company podcast is really a podcast about inspiring people to be their best self and live out their dreams. And Ashleigh, you have made a remarkable transition or change or awakening these past 8 months of your life, and that is actually weight loss. So I was just wondering if you could speak about how you even got to the weight that you were and what triggered that inspiration, and just a little bit about your journey. So feel free to have at it.
Yeah, well, hello, everyone. I'm excited to be on the In Good Company podcast. I apparently had to lose 60 pounds in order to get on here because I've been trying to be a guest for a while now, but guess I didn't have a story to tell. I kind of what inspired it is that, I was literally at work at a new job that I had just started. I was eating French fries and onion rings. And I looked at myself and was like, what the hell are you doing? I had gotten to a weight that I never thought I could ever get to.
And what was that weight, if you don't mind me asking?
It was 238 pounds.
Wow.
Which is, I'm 5'2", which on that frame is just, it's not good. It's not good.
Mm-hmm.
It's a heavyweight champion of the world weight. And I'm not joking. Heavyweight fighters fight at 235, and here I am. I weigh three more pounds than them. That's a grown man. And I didn't feel like myself. I woke up every day exhausted. I would come home, come home and go to work. Those are the only two things I did. And I was tired. I was just flat out tired.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to be tired. I was 28 years old, and I didn't want to be tired. Like, I didn't have any kids. Like, I should not be this sleepy. I would wake up on Saturdays and on the weekends and just have, like, terrible headaches. And I didn't want to feel that way anymore.
If you don't mind me asking, how did you even get to that point?
Of being 238 pounds?
Yeah, because I remember growing up, it never was really, in our teens and when we were kids, it never really got that bad. I was saying until what, your mid to late 20s?
Mid to late 20s. I went through a period of my life where I graduated from grad school, worked in the industry for a little while, and I couldn't find the type of work that I really wanted to work in.
And what is this industry?
Television production industry.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago's not the greatest place in the world for that, but there are a lot of artists in Chicago that are extremely successful.
Mm-hmm.
But it just wasn't me. It wasn't happening for me. Then I looked forever just to get my foot in the door in any kind of job. And when I started working this job, people used to go out a lot. You went out to eat, you went out to drink, and all that kind of stuff. And I just did that to, I guess, fit in. But I really didn't want to be out with those people. That's no shade. It's just that's not fun for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then the job became stressful. Like, it became really stressful, really annoying. There were some family stuff going on. I was ready to move out of my parents' house. It was a lot. It was a lot going on. So I just ate everything,
Mm-hmm.
There was a chicken nugget to be had. I had it. I literally ate Wendy's every day, which is terrible.
That's awful.
It's awful. Like, there's nothing good is in Wendy's. Even their salads are terrible. Like, there's nothing I should have been eating there. And I ate that every day. And I'm someone who loves food. Like, I love food. I love good food. I love going to different restaurants. I love trying out new drinks. I'm an Instagram annoying person that posts everything on their food, about food. But at that point, I wasn't even eating for enjoyment. I was just eating because I was bored. I was stressed. I was tired. I was lonely. I was, my clothes didn't fit that day. So I was like, F it, I'll just eat a cheeseburger. Like, all that kind of stuff was just that. So I finally got to the point where it's like, I'm done with this job. This is just making me too unhappy. This is not the person I wanted to be. I had finally moved out of my parents' house. So there's a lot of things kind of set in motion where it was time for me to, I couldn't be this way anymore. Mm-hmm. Not only was it physically and health-wise, it wasn't who I was. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I've never been a super outgoing person or anything like that. I'm an introvert, booking through and through. Mm-hmm. But what I was somebody who enjoyed the outside. Like, I was a kid who used to play outside all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And summers would come by and go by, and I would literally be inside because I was like, I don't want to sweat, and people see my sweat fat, and it's like, all this kind of stuff. So I would stay inside all summer and be like, I want to hang out with the cool people. And the cool people didn't want to hang out with me, and it had nothing to do with my weight. It's because I stayed in the damn house all the time. And I still don't get to hang out with the cool people, because who are the cool people? Nobody's cool, okay?
We'll say that for another podcast.
Yeah, what I was just saying.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought there. You kind of threw me off. But yeah, so it was affecting who I was as a person.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to be that person anymore. You know, when you're 28, you're coming up close to 30, and you're looking at yourself and like, do I really want to be this person at 30 years old?
Mm-hmm.
And I did not want to be that person. So I made very kind of small steps to start off with. I met with a nutritionist who put me on this crazy detox diet. And the detox diet wasn't bad, to say the least, but I'm not one of those people that can eat 5 times a day and drink 3 pills, and I can't do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when I'm at work, I'm at work. I'm not worried about, like,
pill popping
and building up glycemia. Like, I can't do that. Like, I just don't have the time for that. But the nutritionist actually kind of set me on the right path.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did, I went on the internet, which is everything on the internet is true, of course. And I just started researching things that worked for me. My main thing that I know I needed to get off of, and this is something I still struggle with, was processed foods. I knew that I could not do, you know, take home dinners. I knew that I could not eat McDonald's. Like, I knew that. Like, I knew that just from basic common sense.
Mm-hmm.
But when you actually start reading about what that stuff does for your body, you're like, no, you really cannot do this. Like, you really cannot eat this. This will kill you.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in, like, you can never have a McDonald's french fry. Of course, have McDonald's french fries. Don't have them every day, because they will kill you. And I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, all these, and I think I watched a couple of documentaries, and of course, I'm sure I got propagandized in it. But the food that normal Americans are eating nowadays is not real food.
Yeah.
It's not real food. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to eat real food.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that the nutritionist did tell me, and really made sense, was that when you eat junk, you feel hungry like 2 to 3 hours later.
Yep.
And it's because your body's like, I just ate, but I got no nutrients.
Mm-hmm.
So when you eat something that's fulfilling, healthy, satisfying, and real, your body's like, I'm not hungry because I just ate all my nutrients that I need.
Mm-hmm.
So you can eat a plate of broccoli and not feel like, oh my God, why am I not hungry like 4 to 6 hours later? It's because you ate real food.
Yeah.
Because your body's like, this is real food. Oh my God, I'm so excited to be eating real food. As opposed to eating, you know, some kind of junk and then being like, I'm starving 2 minutes later. It's the whole Chinese food thing. Like, you eat a plate of Chinese food, you're like, why am I so hungry? That's because you're not eating real food. And then, you know, and I was tired of that. Like, my skin was breaking out. I had talked to my dermatologist, and my dermatologist was a very kind of, and I found her randomly a very kind of, I don't want to say hippie lady, but she was very kind of hippie. I can't think of any other word. And she was like, no dairy. If you're going to do cheese, do goat cheese. No, nothing fried.
In that voice.
Like, literally, that was her voice. And I was like, this lady's kind of weird. But then I started trying to follow what she said. And I'm like, I feel a lot better. Maybe I should listen to her. My skin looked a lot better.
Yeah.
And it was just basically about, like, listening to your body, tuning into your body. You know, something like, you're not supposed to walk around with a headache every day. Like, that's not normal. You know, and that became normalized. And so many people are like, oh, my eye twitches. Like, that's not normal. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, you're not listening to your body. Like, I can't sleep at night. I wake up in, like, cold sweats. That's not normal. Like, my stomach hurts all the time. That's not normal. Like, all this, your body is supposed to find, like, of course people have predisposed and genetic histories. I get all that. But at 28 years old, you should not be waking up with a headache every day.
Yeah. You used to get headaches all the time. And I'm like, go see the doctor.
All the time. And the doctors would be like, oh, there's nothing wrong. It's because I wasn't eating right. But nobody cares about nutrition as a means to medication or fixing things.
Right, right. And just for our audience, Ashleigh, could you tell them how many pounds you've lost as of today?
As of today, I've lost about 63 pounds.
Wow.
I am going to treat myself to a chocolate salted cookie after this, though. But no, and when I mean that, I say that jokingly in a sense. I have fallen off the wagon since October. Started my journey on October 3rd. It is now
October 3rd of 2015.
2015, yes. 2015 is now June. Mm-hmm. So we're going about 6 to 9 months?
Yeah.
I don't do math, so let's just count it out. October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. So that's about 9 months.
Yeah.
In 9 months, which is not like crazy fast or anything like that. But I can tell you, as a person, I have energy for days now, as opposed to I would literally barely survive through work, like just absolutely drained of energy. I used to joke and be like, the color of my skin had turned gray, and people are like, "What? Like, there's no way you turn gray." No, I literally had turned gray. Like my skin was just devoid of any kind of vibrancy or any kind of like life or color, and I was literally drained. Like it was like I was drained of like vitality, if that's the word, vitality in my skin. My skin doesn't break out as often. I still have the acne scars and everything like that. But in terms of just getting like random breakouts and just terrible scarring, I don't get that as much anymore. I have my days where I have eaten Harold's chicken and
which is a staple in Chicago.
Where I have eaten junk food, and I can feel it now. You know what I mean? We went to Cheesecake Factory the other day. I hope I don't get sued by any of these people. All these people make great food in moderation, okay? That's all I'm saying.
We love you, Cheesecake Factory.
Love you, Cheesecake Factory. But I literally ate Cheesecake Factory, and it was the worst food I've ever had during this journey because it all tasted the same.
Yeah.
But still go to Cheesecake Factory. Don't sue me. It was just one of those kind of things where you do it. And then, just mentally, I feel more of me now. I've always been kind of a goofy person. And I've gotten a kind of mantra of being very serious and reserved. And I'm serious. I am a little reserved. But at the same time, there's not a joke that I won't laugh at. I ran across the naked bike ride yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Like that kind of stuff is funny to me, and I like laughter. I like funniness. I love food. Like I love food to this day. You know what I mean? I like to do things like that. But I'll let you ask your question.
So yeah, my question is, how do you love food, but still maintain your weight and maintain healthy living? Because that can be really hard.
It is. It is extremely hard because I always want to try the new cheeseburger. You know what I mean? Like there's not a cheeseburger in life that I don't want to try. Like. I'm the type of person that if you tell me the best cheeseburger is in Australia, I'm going to Australia to validate that is the best cheeseburger. And coming home, like I don't need to see the Sydney Opera. Like I will go to Australia to eat the best cheeseburger and come back home. Like I don't need to do anything else. But in that, I have discovered for me. And this is all based on who you are. Go see a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I don't even play one on TV. I don't even watch medical shows. So, please go see a doctor before you do anything. But the best thing for me was changing the way that I approach food. I try not to use food as a reward, even though I said I was going to get a cookie today. I try not to. And the foods that I do get, I don't get the same thing. Like my love for food is like I want to try something new.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I want to try a shrimp and grits taco. Do I need to go eat a shrimp and grits taco every day? No. You know what I mean? But I can love it for that particular adventure of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's about when I'm hungry, not eating out of boredom, not eating out of fatigue, tiredness, etc. But eating when you're hungry and then eating the stuff that you really want. To eat or really enjoy. I didn't enjoy eating Wendy's every day.
It was just there.
It was there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't enjoy eating Burger King every day. It was just there. I ate it because I was bored. I ate it because, I know this cheeseburger would temporarily make me feel better. But it wasn't an experience. I almost treat food now as an experience.
Do you miss that junk food, though? Do you miss a Wendy's and a Burger King and the fast food like that? Do you miss it?
At times I do. At times I do, but the feeling behind it, I don't miss at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't miss the tiredness. I don't miss the achiness. I don't miss the anxiety that it kind of gives you in your stomach.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff related to your gut health is related to your mind. Like your mind and your gut need to be in tune for you to have a healthy body, for lack of a better word.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you have, some people are like, oh man, I'm nervous, I have to use the bathroom. That's your mind being nervous. That's an anxiety being nervous traveling down to your stomach.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is true or not, but my dermatologist told me that dairy sometimes aggravates that.
Mm-hmm.
So when I cut out dairy, I noticed that my anxiety, my nervousness, my kind of twitchiness, for lack of a better word, subsided tremendously.
Mm.
And when I do have dairy, immediately I'm like, whoa, like I'm immediately very kind of
on edge,
very kind of like crappy feeling, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. This, again, people have been drinking milk since the beginning of time. They have no
I'm a
issues.
huge fan of milk.
Yeah, you have no issues. You weigh 5 pounds, so I mean, it doesn't hurt you. But if you do have that, I noticed that helped me a lot. Mm-hmm. And then a lot of things that helped me, even in terms of losing weight, was just calming the F down.
Oh, God. Woo.
Oprah has this video that was circling around Facebook, and it was just like,
you have
be
calmed
patient.
Down. Yeah, you have calmed down a lot.
Be patient. Mm-hmm. I can't remember her exact words, but it was just like, chill out. It was relax. That was the word. Relax. Relax. You know what I mean? You're exactly where you're supposed to be.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And spiritually, even if you're not subscribed to a certain religion, there has to be something more than just you in this earth.
Yeah, I definitely believe that.
And I strongly believe in what she said in terms of relax.
Mm-hmm.
You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Mm-hmm. There was a reason why I was supposed to be 238 pounds. So then when you lost that 63 pounds, you're like, oh, hell no, I ain't finna go back there. You know what I mean? You have to understand there's a reason for you to be where you be. Mm-hmm. For you to be where you are, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And then you have to listen to when God's talking to you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? When I couldn't get out of bed in the morning, or when nothing that I had fit, or when nothing, I refused to go to a plus size section just because I was like, I'm not that big. I'm not that big.
You didn't want to accept it.
I didn't want to accept it. Mm-hmm. And when I'm in an extra, extra large, like, oh, it's still not plus size. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of like a wake-up call in terms of, like, but you are. Like, and there's nothing wrong with plus-size clothes. There's some beautiful clothes that are plus-size.
And beautiful people.
Beautiful people that are plus-size. I want to be Ashleigh Graham when I grow up. Okay. Where did that lady come from? Yeah. Follow her on the gram. Follow Ashleigh Graham on the gram. But no, and I don't want to make anybody feel bad about their body type or anything like that. 'Cause I still got about 40 pounds to lose. But I'm just talking about in terms of feeling yourself. I knew that wasn't me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I knew I wasn't living the life that I wanted to live. Mm-hmm. So when I'm sitting there on that day, eating French fries and onion rings, I look down at myself and I'm like, why are you doing this?
Yeah. I
immediately felt awful afterwards. And I don't mean like mentally awful, like physically. I felt sick.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you doing? Like, what you literally are eating like a 3-year-old. Like, literally.
Yeah.
This is what you give a 3-year-old to eat. Mm-hmm. What are you doing? You're 28 years old. Yeah. Eating French fries and onion rings smothered in ketchup with a cheese sauce pack. Like, what are you doing?
I think one time, and anybody that knows me knows that I'm not on Facebook like that. But one of the one times I was on Facebook, you had posted a Facebook status of like, how old are you? What is the age cutoff for eating chicken nuggets? And I thought that was hilarious because I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Like at 30 and at like 25, 26, 27, you should not be eating chicken nuggets.
If you pay a bill, you should not be eating chicken nuggets. Because that means you can afford to buy something. Get a chicken tender.
Yeah.
That means you can afford to buy something different. Mm-hmm. And I fell back in love with cooking. I had got to a point where I was like, I don't like cooking. I'm tired because I'm eating crap all the time, so I'm tired. Yeah. It's a cycle. When you eat crap, you're tired. Right. But you're too tired to work out. You're too tired to exercise. Mm-hmm. You're too tired to do things that you love to do. Mm-hmm. And then you become depressed because you're like, well, why can't I do that? I don't want to do that. And it's because you're eating junk. And it's it literally affects your life.
Yeah. Yeah. And one thing that I noticed once you made that realization, everything sort of opened up for you.
Yeah, I feel as though everything, I relaxed, I calmed down, I let the anxiety that I had go, I let the ideas that I thought of what I should be go. Who knows who you should be except for God? But I tried to listen more. I became more spiritual in the sense that, I have to have a calmness before waking up in the morning. I'm still working on the addiction to the phone. That's tough.
That
but that's
annoys
a different
me.
conversation for a different day.
Yeah.
But like trying to let that noise out of your life. We live in a world that is noise 24/7. And there's no escaping the noise unless you live completely off the grid.
Yeah.
If you have a phone that doesn't have buttons, then you like smartphone, dumb phone, whatever people call it, you're going to know something that you don't want to hear. You know what I mean? Like, I don't watch the news, but I don't even have to watch the news to hear bad stuff now. Like, people repost it all the time.
Right.
But it's just about being aware of that and listening to that and understanding what that does to your psyche. If you know you cannot hear about something tragic happening, then don't read the news. Don't go on Facebook. If you know stories about animals upset you, don't look for stories about animals. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have
That's
to...
the crazy part.
Yeah, you have to be in tune in terms of what kind of triggers you. And understand that. Because that could set you off on a spiral that you just don't need to be on.
So what's next for you, Ashley? You hit this great breakthrough. You're doing exceptionally well. What's on your radar?
What's on my radar is that I want to start a blog. I'm someone who really likes to share things with people. Like, if I find a new restaurant, I want to tell everybody I know about it.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, this place has the best tacos I've ever tasted in my entire life. I'm switching over into more of a plant-based diet now. I do eat seafood still, so I consider myself a pescatarian. But just if you are going to do meat or going to eat meat, please research where you get the meat from. Please make sure it's real meat.
They're growing cows nowadays.
A lot of the stuff that they put in animals, even though they say it's cage-free and all that kind of stuff, you really want to just try to buy organically, farmers markets, etc. And I don't mean to say this exaggeratingly, but this stuff will kill you. And it's not just meat. It's processed foods.
Certain types of fish. Just read your labels. Understand what works for your body. Like me, I'm someone who can't do dairy, can't do processed foods. I still do. I'm not gonna lie. But I know what it does to me. If you're somebody who can't do wheat, don't eat wheat. You know what I mean? Like, don't eat it. Like, it makes you feel bad. Yeah.
Not everybody's gluten-free, okay?
Yeah.
But if you are, there's a great pecan bar you can get at Whole Foods called... I don't know who this lady is, but this is like the best pecan bar in the world. So try that out. And at the end of the day, if you're somebody who loves food, enjoy food. Yeah. Enjoy it. Don't use it as a drug. Enjoy it. If you want to try the new cheeseburger out, go try that new cheeseburger. Don't eat it every day, but go try it out and enjoy it.
And Ashley, you have inspired a lot of people at your current workplace and within our family. So how does that make you feel? And if people want to speak to you about your weight loss journey and just learn more about you and your personality, and where can they locate you?
I'm on the gram all day, every day.
What is your gram name? I'm
at quiet_hilarious, where I post pictures of foods all the time.
And selfies.
All the time. But you can DM me there. I'm also on Facebook at Ash Renee on Facebook.
Or through me.
Or through Aaron in the In Good Company Podcast Media Center. But yeah, no, feel free to reach out to me. I'm not somebody who's saying you have to be a size 6 or a size that. Because honestly, sizes don't matter. Because you could go in one store and be a size 10, go in another store and be a size 16. If it fits you, it fits you. Yeah. And also the number on the scale doesn't matter as well. When you start feeling good and feeling like you are operating at your optimal best self, then that's fine. Like, some people don't look good at 120 pounds. Some people don't look good at 165 pounds.
Yeah.
Nobody looks good at 455 pounds. Okay, like, we've established that. And then I don't mean, like, look good, like, you look attractive, but, like, physically. Like, if you cannot walk, that is not a good weight to be at. Watch episodes of My 600-Pound Life so you know never to do that. And people are always like, oh, that can never be me. That can never be me. It can definitely be you.
Yeah.
You know, it just takes one bad, not even a bad thing, but one thing to happen or one.
It's usually a spiral effect.
It's a spiral effect, but it can happen. It can happen a lot quicker than you think it can happen.
Yeah.
So you have to know what triggers you. You have to find some kind of spirituality or some kind of quiet place, some kind of meditation place, some kind of silence in your life.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's easy. People with kids and all that kind of stuff, like I you know what I mean? You have to find that space. You have to for your own sanity.
Well, did you have a good time, Ashleigh?
I did. I hope this was beneficial.
Oh, man, it was awesome. I'm so proud of you, as you know. Keep up the good work. And another announcement is that Ashleigh will actually be joining the In Good Company podcast occasionally. We're going to come in and we're going to give our take, as siblings, and it's going to be good. A lot of big things coming up.
I'm excited. Be on the lookout for that blog. I want to try to update it frequently.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
If you want people to read it. Well, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you found this story to be as inspirational as I found it. Feel free, stay tuned, a lot more to come. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.